Okay, so in Photoshop, we're just going to open those two maps. They are under Render Data, Mental Ray, Light Map, and here's my two maps I just produced. Okay, I'm going to take this one, right click on it, duplicate layer, and choose to duplicate it over to the OCC. Double click the OCC one in the background and move it to the top. And I can turn this on either multiply or overlay. There's what overlay looks like. Here's what multiply looks like. Let's go Window, Navigator. Okay, I got all these little bumps and stuff. That would have been a difficult pattern to pull off. I could have used a texture, but again, pretty difficult. Another thing I like to do is let's zoom in here. Grab a brush. Throw down a layer. Want this to be a really, really small brush. I'm just going to take and go like this. I want to make some wear marks every once in a while. So I'm doing this, and this is a very, very small example, guys. You know, like this process can be used for a great number of unorganic geometry, not just a stupid box, but well, anything non-organic. Helicopters, trucks, whatever. What I like to do is just go around the outside edge of things and take my time. You know, there's a lot of dirty tricks you could put out here as far as selecting edges and then trying to get it perfect, but really it looks better if you don't do that. And it really helps to have a Wacom drawing tablet. It's one of those processes, if you try to do this with a mouse, it's going to take you a long time, and you're never going to produce a really good result with it. So you could try, though, and I encourage students to try to use the mouse for stuff like this. In fact, sometimes I force them to, just because and almost done here. I know this is very boring. You're making a box. What's nice thing about the ambient occlusion map is, let's say it wasn't a box, it produced some really, really good edges with that workflow that you can follow and know right where to do this stuff at. Okay, don't forget the very, very bottom. Sometimes it helps to take the eraser tool, eraser out some of this stuff so it's not so uniformed. Like I can just take the eraser tool and cut back a little bit, zoomed out. And now I'm going to make a new layer and choose something for a color. What would be kind of cool is if I had kind of a darkish red. So it wouldn't have to be completely dark. It could be a mid-tone red. And I'm just going to fill this layer. This is a new layer that I made. And I'm going to just choose multiply for that layer. And I just want to tint this red. I don't want it to be all red. I'm going to make another layer, and I'm going to go in and choose something with some texture. This time, however, I'm going to do a linear dodge add. And I'm going to choose the layer to be linear dodge too. Okay. Now I want to use this very, very, very small, so I'll just use an overlay. And basically what I'm doing is just grunging up some of this stuff. And I'm not worried that it's too bright because I can push this stuff back. And this is how you effectively make, textures from absolutely nothing. I'm going to show you also how to make a pixel brush here shortly. Okay, there we go. There's some grunge. Now if I make my brush really big, go like this. And then I can go filter, sharpen, smart sharpen. And I can smart sharpen this up. And then I can take it and turn it down. So that's a great way to add layers of textures. Another way I like really doing it is go to new, and let's make something that's like 128 by 128. Let's take the pencil tool zoom in, and we're going to make a little bit of just chaos here. Just like that. And I'm going to make this into a brush. We'll call this noise. And now what I could do is grab my regular brush, choose this new brush called noise, and always do this on new layers. And I can capture some of this stuff. And I can start making rust. Now that would be a darker variation of rust right there. And if I reverse the process by grabbing some of the darker stuff, just like that. And you could do this to your liking, you know, if you want it all the same color all the way across, all you do is copy paste a little section right here to the next section. So edit, copy, merge, edit, paste. If you like the look of one area more than the other area, you know, it's just a great way to do that. You know, just keep in mind uniformity gives away, so you might want to flip this a little bit. And if you use auto select, you can highlight that and kind of touch it up to the point where it covers over. There, effectively I just made a rusty old box. Alright, in the next video we'll apply it and see what goes on.